Hey, just Cal? Yeah, I drew all of this. Doo-doo-doo. It started out like this with the sketch, so now I'm going over it, trying to add some shading to the tree here, to the parts that are obscured before I go over it with the hatching again. It just takes lots of practice, but if you don't dedicate the time to it, then I guess you're right. Yeah, that's not necessarily a good thing. You gotta have detail at the right parts. So, like areas that are supposed to be the focus are supposed to have more detail, which is kind of why I start out with the focal points. Like in this drawing, Coco, the tree, and the brush buddy are the focal points. So then I need to add less detail to everything that I haven't gone over yet. So that way your eye is naturally drawn to the areas of more detail. Yeah, the tree is definitely a project. Trees have so much like detail to them, so it's really hard to make them look good without spending a lot of time on them or very little time on them. That's you can't have a medium tree, I feel like. It either has to be like purely background or one of the main features. Okay, back to hatching. So here I'm trying to put more detail on the edges because if you look like at a cylinder, you'll see it's darker on the edges a little bit. So you can make something look like a cylinder by adding like contour lines like this, or you can add them like this, and both of them will give it that cylinder effect. So I'm doing a little bit of a combination of both with the hatching and the lines. 50%. So I'm 10 hours into this, and I normally take like 20 to 30 for one character. I am a slow artist. I don't do fast. I like to think about it and go slowly and review and be a perfectionist, dead. Yeah. Yeah. CSP has a little work time function. My laugh sounded painful. I'm sorry. Hey, Bloody, how's it going? I'm doing a dual stream on Twitch and YouTube, so there's both chats going at the same time. Are you the only one seeing this? I don't know. I've been streaming on YouTube for a little bit, but I feel like I just switched to the vertical format, which is better for phones, so it might reach more people that way. Maybe because I came across this and it had no comments and I looked at your art you made. Yeah. It takes a while to grow on Twitch and YouTube. And like,
Anis Sunset says Blair.
hello, Sunset. How's it going this morning? What is going on here? I don't like it. There we go. Flippers, I just have one more all day training and then it's over. Nice. Trainings are very annoying. It's just mind-numbingly numb. Yeah, I remember trainings. Like my last like real job or whatever, I'd have trainings on like how to use a new software, and they'd give us like a form of everything we're supposed to do, and I'd be like, okay, done. I followed all the instructions, and other people were like, but how do I do this? Or how does this work? Where is this thing? And I'm just like, bruh, it's on the form, step by step, what to click where. Just tell the looks to me like the top of the tree you spent the most time on, like top middle to left. Yeah, I kind of started at the top of the tree and I'm working my way down. So I'm only to like right here-ish. I did this one and I did this one and then this one. Now I'm doing this one, and then I'll finish this one. Since it says, which means I have to be leaving at 7 because it takes me 45 to 50 minutes to get to work, which means I have to be up at 6. Otherwise, I sleep in till 7:30 and leave around 7:50 and get to work at 8:30. And none the lesser. Nice. Yeah. They don't let you have your trainings online at home where you're comfortable and can just like fall asleep. You subscribed? Thank you, Jessica. I don't think I have alerts for YouTube yet. I'm sorry. I don't even know how alerts work on YouTube. Sunset said, because in-person training is amazing. Ugh. I don't like in-person anything. uh, like, I've had a couple meetings with my daughter's teacher and stuff, and let me be real, this school is half a mile away, and I still do the virtual. I'm just like, I'll just call it. It's fine. Meanwhile, we're bent over neck pain looking at tiny laptop instead of using monitors. Ugh, gross. That's like I have a screen tablet, but I don't look at it. I just have OBS on it, and then I draw up on my Asus Artist monitor up here. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I feel like corporate everything is just so problematic. I like try to use my screen tablet as a normal tablet, like one where you look at it and you draw, and like it caused my back so much pain. I was just like, you know what? Never mind. It's just another monitor that I don't look at very often. It can hold things that I need up, but don't need to look at, like OBS. I'm mentally drained from Corpo Borpo. Sunset says, yeah. I always try to leave at 2 to 3 p.m. as an excuse to get. Yeah. And the traffic where I live is just awful. Like, you can leave at like 2 p.m. and there's still a ton of traffic. Um, oh, and this morning, like, even the buses got delayed because of traffic on 95 because there was just like a car crashed into a tractor trailer and caught on fire, just shutting down all the lanes in one direction. So, what do people do? They go around on the back roads. You know what the back roads are? Our neighborhoods. But no, training ends at 5 p.m. Oh, I'm sorry. Training literally goes all day. It is actually the worst. Ah, well, that's poopy. Yeah. So there was lots of traffic today. I had to take an alternate way back from my son's daycare this morning because there was no way I was going to be able to turn left. And so I went like the other way to the neighborhood. But I sat at a light for like 3 rounds before I got through it. Three on a back road. Like people. But of course, that road leads to like one of the only back roads that goes down past where the accident was. So, of course, it's going to be backed up like crazy. I see so many like posts about it on Facebook this morning. Just like, it's apparently like traffic getting out there. Traffic a getting. Because there's normally bad traffic. But today it's traffic a getting. A major highway is shut down. So we have highway traffic trying to go on back roads. So it's basically this. Like, there's highway. Normally has lots of traffic. Little back roads around it. So all of this is now like trying to go out here and it's just an absolute Charlie Foxtrot thing. Oh, yeah. But I saw on Facebook everyone was okay and the guy got out of the burning car before it caught fire or something. They were asking for witnesses because he was like, I don't even know what happened with the tractor trailer. I mean, tractor trailers are so like scary to drive around because they're just humongous. They don't even know if they hit you. They're like, "Oh, I hit you. I didn't even. I felt like a bump, maybe. Like that's it." Yeah. Okay, it's almost 7 since it says I need to head out because traffic. Okay, good luck. May the traffic be in your favor and not be traffic again like it is here. Good luck not wanting to pull your hair out. Just remember, everyone else doesn't want to be there just as much as you. Mm, should this be like a bump or a divot here? Or just like, let's just add some hatching. Um, yeah. Mhm. There's hatching there, so I feel like I need lines here. Gotta keep it looking random. The unrandom, natural looking. I feel like I need to figure out a way to have music on YouTube. But like royalty free music is all terrible. So I don't know. I basically have it set to the BOD track. And not here. Nope. We got a butt. We got a butt. This is not a drill. Okay, butt's gone. The Demon God, huh? From Princess Mononoke. It's very dramatic. I'm gonna like learn all the like OSTs from Ghibli Freerun and Witch Hat Atelier from listening to this playlist over and over again. Very different vibe to this song. How's that look? I think that looks good. A bit of bark variation there. Okay, continue. I think that's just supposed to be dark there. Paint it black. Ha 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 ha. I think I like that line. Let's try to focus in on this part. Okay. Almost done hatching this tree. Can you believe it? Badoop. What badooped? Why was there a badoop? Nothing's supposed to badoop. Discord, what are you badooping about? Still don't know what badooped. Maybe it was this, because every single one has a thing. Maybe there's like a bot. That's why it badooped. Or was it this? That's all old stuff. I don't know what badooped. I give up. No badoops for me. Maybe it was this moderator only thing? No, that was from days ago. I don't know. I give up. Okay, back to it. Don't get distracted. You don't like the curvature of that line. Go. The tree has been hatched. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Buddy break. Be right back. back. Mm, Glove is here. What to do now? What to do? Can probably just fill in some of the too much, too much. There we go. Mm, what part to do next? Should I finish the railing and the stairs since I already started them? Probably. So I think this one is a 10. Yeah. Let's go 8. And just kind of lower it a little bit. As we go back into space. That way it feels a bit smaller. We're working too small again. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. My bad. Have it like curl underneath to avoid a tangent there. Tangents anywhere, everywhere. Cause like even this is still like a little bit tangential. Hopefully it's okay. This might be a bit too thick here. Have it like curl from behind it that you're able to see. And curl. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now I need to hatch it, but not as detailed as other areas. So I think it was 6 was the size, yes. So just like a little one, two, and I need to zoom in again. I'm not that precise with my movement yet. Let's go like an orchestral version, I guess. Oh, Kingu spawned. Okay. There must be a notification shortly. Probably change this from shrimps to no, no more shrimps. Oh, pigeons on too. Hey TM12, how's it going? How goes it? Too good. That's good. I'm just hatching. Forever hatching. I don't know how people do this style all the time. They're just like, liner. Okay, but what if we add more lines? Yeah, yeah. Work has been hectic, but it's nearly the weekend. Yeah, Thursday vibes. Also, yay, Witch Hat. Yes, I love Witch Hat. Her art is so good. And I'm just doing a mere approximation of its beauty, but it's fan art. That's what it does. But like, so much hatching. Have you been watching the anime? Yes, yes, I have. I'm also caught up on the manga, or like the manga volumes. I'm not like, if it's serialized anywhere, I don't have access to that. But I'm caught up with the volumes. I've been really enjoying the anime, but I'm still not sure on Kiefer's voice. Are you watching it in Japanese or English? Is there even a dub? I don't know. I like Natsuki Hanai as a voice actor, but he's not the voice I had in my head when reading the manga. Yeah, there can be some like dissonance with that. Like, you think of it as like a kind character, like not really deep, but like moderate deep and kind. I'm watching in sub. I checked out the dub and they've made some choices. Yeah, no, we're definitely watching the dub because I remember Tatia's voice. I I am not a fan. I don't know why they gave her an accent like that, but uh, as you said, they've made some choices. Everyone has an English accent. Blah, blah, blah. English English accent, which I think is cool idea. But as someone from the UK, some of the accents are questionable. Yeah, I don't know what Tati's accent is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like French or like Italian or like the border of French and Italian or some American trying to pretend to be French or Italian? It's mostly just like Tatia's voice that's just like, what the heck is this? You know? Yeah, if you watch the subbed, you don't have to deal with that. If they make funny accents in Japanese, you're just like, huh, that sounds funny, but you don't like really understand how funny or like the issue or anything. Like sometimes they're like, oh, that person speaks with a very like country accent or something, and I'm just like, huh? Especially when I'm watching subbed, like I have no idea. I can't tell what a Japanese accent normally sounds like versus one that's from the country. So that's the good thing about watching it in subbed. You don't have to hear weird accents. Exactly, yeah. Ignorance is bliss in that sense, yes. I wonder, like, what the English cast is. So, Kifre is Joshua A. Waters in English. Coco is Anjali Kunatane. Is that the same uh, as the Japanese? I don't know. I got is Madeline Morris. Katia is Sarah Wiedenheft. You are the one that I do not like. I'll be right back. Gotta work out. Okay, okay. Um, Richa is Nerida Bronwyn. She's fine. I like her voice. Orugio Reagan Murdoch. That one was a little bit dissonant. Brush Buddy. Okay. Brush Buddy has voice actor. Cool. Uh, Egwin, Erin Nicole Lundquist, and Ilaria Cassie Yulu. Galga, Lucy, Eustace, Sean Letourneau, Dagda, Alex Hahn, Tarta, Emily Neves, Coco's mom, Stephanie Young, Custis, Zeno Robinson.
Was that for me?
No,
Got it.
do you believe her? No one's talking to you. I guess I did say something similar to her name when I said Dagda. I guess. Need less detail back here. Okay, that was a very quick call. Nice. Yeah. I don't recognize any of the voice actors' names, but I don't really recognize names, so I don't know why I thought it would do me any good reading it. But I did want to check if the Coco actress was the same. No. In Japanese, it's Reina Motomura. So I watched the behind the scenes with Reina Motomura going around the studio, and she just was like awkwardly bowing so much. She didn't like bow once and then talk to them. She would be like, "Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me." And like they'd bow back and then she'd bow again and then there's just so much bowing. I felt awkward just like watching it. Like, can you not see how uncomfortable they are with how much bowing you're doing and how they have to bow back? Oh, ding. Oh, yes, King Goosting. A little delayed, but okay. I knew there was a ding coming for that. Yeah, from what I remember for the JP dub, all the apprentices, voice actors are new slash up and coming, whereas the witches, VAs are veterans. Oh, yeah. So they wanted all the girls to be like new voice actors, younger people. So she was probably so nervous being attached to such a large project. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. Sorry. Here it is. I think I stopped watching it. Okay. This guy just like turned away. Like, if I don't see you bowing, I don't have to bow back. But yeah, she was probably really nervous, but it was just like Uh, I stopped watching. I just couldn't watch anymore. I had too much secondhand embarrassment. Okay, okay. I think that's like not too much detail, but it looks like it's been hatched. Okay, now for the stairs. Which, I mean, stairs are hard. Okay, let's go. I think they should be a size 8, actually. Then you go down to 6 at the back. Maybe a little more zoomed in, just so I can see the tiny dots here that have to connect. And not look weird. Okay, another step. That's not quite right. Yeah, a bit shorter there, I think. Too short. I feel like this one needs to be more forward. Stairs, bro, stairs. They're like a perspective nightmare. Maybe not, because like there should be a bit more gap on this side than that side. Maybe this needs to be up more. This looks to be okay. Um, so I think I need to. Let's see. So this needs to be A. Free transform, please. It'll be a little bit shorter here and a little bit taller over here. I definitely cancel I need the mesh. Okay, so short, mm, shorter hair. Mm, maybe like that. I think that's better. So before, after, yeah. Maybe this just needs to be bigger on this side so it feels like it's coming towards us. Because I feel like it's like straight across right now, but it's not meant to be straight across. And that's the issue. Because like why would it be bigger over here if it's just straight, you know? Maybe less vertical. Like that. And honestly, it might be good just to have it a little a little curvy. So it's not like, oh, these are these perfect steps on this thing. Have them being a little wonky, like, might be good actually. I think it still needs to be longer. Just like pull that out like that. Uh, let's retry it. Jeez. There we go. But I feel like it should kind of go along this a little bit. That might be too much. That might be up too much, actually. Uh, hate stairs. Hate drawing stairs so much. So much. Every little, like, minor detail feels like it changes its perspective so much. And the thing is, like, I could probably, like, plan out the perspective perfectly, I don't know if I could do it though. It's so difficult because each of these is a set of parallel lines. But are they even parallel? Like, is this parallel to this? In a spiral staircase? I don't know. I don't know. Uh, where did it go? Yeah. So she just kind of fudged it, I feel like. It's like, this is that manga. And she just kind of was like, okay, well, you're gonna see the front of the stair get slightly bigger as you go, slightly bigger. Feel like there's actually too much of a difference here. It should be a little bit smaller. Bigger, bigger. Okay. Now you're gonna start seeing the other side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's how she did it, you know? I'm actually drawing this all out and not just putting it all on one plane, I guess. But it should all be on, well, like our horizon line is supposed to be like, I feel like at Coco's eye level. So we have a horizon line kind of here-ish. Yeah. So these would go back to a point on the horizon line, supposedly. Suppose seriously? Uh Clearly that is not properly working. But this might be like up against a tree trunk or something. So maybe I should just make these a little more irregular on this side, as if they're cut to go to the tree trunk. Yeah. And like this one's going off over here. This one is like over here. So those as well aren't going to a spot on this horizon. Though maybe that's not really the horizon because we're looking down at her there. So maybe the horizon should actually be like more towards where these are, because that actually might be the issue. Because these are actually going to a similar horizon line. That might be it. They actually are going to a similar horizon line, just not the one that I arbitrarily drew, thinking was the horizon line. So these would be going off even further to the side. Could probably hit that line somewhere. Because the thing with view, it's so you have a V box, which is your picture. And then you have a horizon line in your V box. So each set of parallel lines should go to a point on the horizon line depending on like what angle it's at. So like these boxes would be rotated to the left a little bit, and this one would be rotated to the right. That's all well and good. But there's also like if I have a box that's rotated up, so you can see like the bottom of the box, it would need to like go to a vanishing point. Well, here, especially if it's rotated right along that horizon line. But if it's rotated down, like completely, it would still go up to there or something. Like its horizon has changed. It's not going to the same horizon because it's not on the ground. That makes sense. So, depending on the angle of the object, the horizon line changes. Or, well, the point it goes to changes. I'm not great at explaining it, but a document about it. This one is like super not great. So it would really need to be like here to actually go to this horizon line. But that's not how that would work. So I think I'll definitely do like rough edges along this line. I think that's a good way to kind of make the perspective look more realistic a little bit. Like it's a rough edge against the tree. Helps the lines feel a little bit better, I think. That could explain why they're different sizes and stuff too. Maybe just like cut off this corner here. Kind of like that. Okay. Be right back. I'm gonna go get a snack. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I got popcorn and a protein drink. Yeah, I'm done with the crinkly popcorn. Um, let's see, let's see. So the horizon's there-ish. So let's work with that. And it's much too big. Okay. It's not really coming towards us, so fairly straight. That's certainly not gonna work. So there. I feel like that's a little bit below where it needs to be. Like that. That should be good. I think. What brush was I just using? This one. Okay, good. Um, let's erase that. There we go. So the next step should be really close to, I'm gonna have to change everything pretty much. Hate stairs. I think I need to adjust this a bit. Okay. There we are. So the next step should be pretty close to the horizon. So like maybe like right here. I know there's this wasn't planned for. I didn't plan to change the stairs. I just couldn't leave well enough alone, now could I? Uh, Like this is gonna have cascading effects on the rest of the piece? Not at all. That would be ridiculous. Made it a little bit smaller on that side. And maybe a bit longer. No, it should be fairly straight. Or maybe even start to go back in space a little bit. That's true. It would start to go back in space as it curves around. Oh gosh, that call was way too long. Wow, yeah. Been on the phone for that long, jeez. It's okay. I'm just beating my head against the wall trying to figure out stair perspective. It's super interesting, I'm sure. I have 20 minutes of work left. Huzzah! Well, it helped you get to the end of the day now, didn't it? Okay. So then we don't see a little bit below the horizon line because the horizon line's like right here. Right here. Supposedly. But we're also angling this. So it wouldn't be like that, would it? We have to angle it. So like this one be here. So this one would have to be like here, but we don't want it to be that far. Like that. Maybe? Maybe that makes sense. We'll see. A little bit. Um, I think this needs to like go over here a bit more or be up a bit more. That's too long. Maybe like there. And then continue this line. That's not where that line was going. Over to here. It's so close to flat. It's hard to do. Did I mention I hate items that have heavy perspective? Surface design is the worst. So unforgiving. Okay, then let's kind of curve this around here. Okay, that should be good. And the next step would be above the horizon line, but also going back in space. I think these stairs look a little bit better. Yeah, maybe. It looks so wonky. My eyesight is awful. I'm so bad at perception related things. It's okay. I feel like this side needs to be up more. Maybe I shouldn't have it go back in space yet, since it's supposed to be like that. Yeah. Okay. Just keep going. Just keep going. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's such a minor thing. No one actually cares about what the stairs look like, do they? They're going to be focusing on Coco and the cool tree and the brush bunny. They're not going to be like, look at the perspective of those stairs. The perspective is off on the stairs. No one's going to do that, right? Right? Don't criticize my stairs. I tried really hard on them. Surely not. Right? Let's just draw the fronts and then worry about the. Let's just draw the rises and worry about the flats later. What do you call that? There's like rises and whatever. Matters not. What is this line? Hey, gonna put in the stairs kind of where I think they should go, and then I'll adjust in a bit. Uh, so this one's too big on this side. The good thing about just doing the fronts is it's easier to adjust with free transform. Having it stick out above the brush buddy might work a little bit better. Maybe a little bit bigger on the bottom. Like that. Okay. A bit smaller over here. Okay. My informed opinion, the stairs look really good. I'm trying really hard on them. Thank you. Stairs. And then I'm gonna have to like figure out I think I have to leave it where it is. But I'll have to maybe I could bring this in a little bit with the brush buddy as well. Because I feel like it's not going back in space enough. Too. Because you know what you can do with artwork? If you notice something's wrong, you fix it. You fix it, and then it's not wrong. And your art is infinitely better. Infinitely. Like, if someone's just looking at it like, something feels off about it. Like, they won't think your art's good. They'll just be like, it's a bit off. And they don't even have to know why it's a bit off. They'll just be like, it's a bit off. And then they won't like your art. That's why it's so important to make sure it's not a bit off. I feel like this one goes out a little bit too much. Let's scoot that in a little bit. Yeah. Leave it. Okay. Okay. Now I gotta redraw this line. This was the good thing about just doing the rises. You can move things around a bit easier. Okay. I feel like these are a little too tall on this side. Be a little bit shorter. A little bit up, maybe? Like that's going back in space. Yeah. Like that, I think is good. This one is a little too high on this side. Okay. And then lower this down a bit. Yeah. This one is just like not in the right spot. It's like it's not, yeah, it's just not in the right spot. Okay, select maybe. Okay, I think this back part needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay. This one's much too thick, especially for being so far back. This is annoyingly in the way. You can't like see. Okay. Maybe a little more up. And then this one's too thick as well. Get that down. Okay. I think this one's angled up too much. Okay. Few minutes to go. Yeah. Maybe like that. No. Okay. I think I'll see them out by listening to the Witch Hat LP. Yeah. Is that what's playing? Where the blue moon wood grows. No. Something original. Soundtrack. Okay. Um. Okay. Is that as good as that's gonna get? Maybe. Okay. So now the thing is like, how much we'll actually see of these steps bottoms. Like I feel like you wouldn't see much. I like that. And I think it progressively a little bit more, but also further back. Yeah, no. Mm, like that, maybe. Hey, buddy. You're still looking. Thank you. Uh, I like that. I think Okay. See. There we go. Okay, now let's add a mask so I can just like erase the parts you wouldn't see, but they're still there in case I need them. Always just in case. Makes it easier to add back to. Yippee, I finished for the day, says TM12. Nice. I am glad you have finished the working. Okay. Yeah? Are the stairs? Okay. Now we have to draw the spokes again. I get to trace some of them good, though, which is good. Ah, maybe I should just do like a little. Mm, so we got a spoke there. Not sure that actually lines up anymore though. Let's move it over a little bit. So we go to like right about here, like there-ish. Yeah, over there. Definitely feel like it needs to be moved back a bit and up a bit. We can't have nice things. Or we just trace what we've already done. No, that's way too difficult. I was using brush before, what, the whole thing. Just throw it out. Get rid of it. There we are. Maybe that should be thicker. It looks a little thin. Yeah, on the right layer, right? Yeah. Okay. There we are. I feel like there's an awkward tangent here now. Or maybe not. It was just over a little bit. Just a little bit over. Yeah. There we are. There's a little blending here. This. Okay, we got this. More spokes. We can do this. This one's generally in the same spot, which is good. feel like that one's at the right angle. Yeah, I guess. I guess that'll work. Now for this one, which is generally in the same spot. Yeah, maybe a bit more circular. Yeah, yeah, okay, bit more. Yeah, that doesn't line up with anything at all anymore. Quite right. This one I can kind of make work by having it go down here and then up. Yeah, that can kind of work. Nix. What does that mean? I don't understand. Uh, okay. Which layer was that on? No, yes. And a little bit of this one. No, just this one and this one. Yeah. So I might just need to like pull this in a little bit here. Try to go with it a bit more. Maybe I should bring it. Uh, okay. So what if? Oh no, cancel. I need both. Let's transform, increase the horizontal grid points and vertical grid points. I don't want to touch cocoa at all. So that's the issue there. Okay, let's leave that one alone and just do this one. And just kind of like bring that down a bit here. Because I feel like it's fine up there, but down here it's just a little off, you know? It just needs to come around a little bit lower. Be a little bit less alteration. Okay. And then there's this layer where it's really just the brush buddy that needs to move. Eh. Okay, just select or cancel. I really don't want to touch Coco at all. So let's just do this and just transform that. Like that. Go back in space a little bit more. I feel like, yeah, that might look a little bit better. Uh, bring the brush buddy's butt down a bit. Yeah, it can just line right up. Yeah, this a little out. Give him a little curvy. Nope, leave its head just where it was. Okay, deselect. So before, after, before, after. Yeah, I think that works. Uh, yeah, wrong layer. Get rid of that. This layer, no. What layer was I just drawing on? This one. Yes. Okay. It means you've got this. I've got this. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Deselect. Up there. Ugh. Anyone who does that, where it like gets rid of your actual starting point, it goes to a random starting point. This brush so big. I guess I went over it a few times. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Less out there. We don't even need most of this anymore. This is completely behind the thing. Yeah. There we are. Kind of. Maybe. Maybe it should be in a bit more. That does feel awfully tall, but I don't know. I bring it in more, I feel like. Maybe I should erase that. Maybe if I just add a little, yeah. If I just add a little bit of this over here, it'll bring it in a lot more on that corner. So it'll seem like the brush buddy is just obscuring it, and it is in more. Yeah. And then I can just go like straight up to here-ish. Yeah. So that'll make it feel a lot shorter, I think. Okay. Bits of the steps that are obscured. Here. Now this would be obscured by Cocoa. Right. Yeah. I feel like this feels crooked. Maybe just a little rotation would be best. Yeah. Okay, now for the next spoke. Not over here anymore, but that's where we're gonna start out as a way to just trace it. And then we'll move it over. Because I don't particularly want to have to redraw the circles and everything free-handed. Let's draw the circle first. I'm gonna be a terrible witch. Draw a freaking circle, me. Let's get this over to where it needs to go. Just here. And then it's gonna need to be a bit bigger, honestly. But that just feels too big. I might just need to make the lines longer. Help if I was using a color and not transparent. Yeah. Okay, now same thing for the next one. circle. Why they don't use a tool to draw their circles? Like, if you just had a compass, you could draw perfect circles every time. Loving your choice of OSTs. I listen to the Free Run OST a lot. Yes. I very much love fantasy animes and fantasy books and fantasy everything. So, fantasy OSTs are great. They're like trying to make a big three of fantasy animes. But honestly, I feel like Apothecary Diaries, Witchat Atelier, and Frieren are like more of a group than Dungeon Meshi fits with them, you know? Same, yeah. Because I like Apothecary Diaries. It's not. It's like a historical fantasy, but it's not like dragons and things. Like, what is the genre of Apothecary Diaries? I feel like it's like mystery, historical mystery, romance. Yeah, it's a historical mystery and drama series. But I guess it's also like in the slice of life anime category. It's just like, but like, I don't know, because Freeman definitely has that slice of lifeness to it. I guess you could also just call it like this shoujo big three instead of fantasy. Um, which Italian genre? Yeah, it's fantasy and magic anime. It's also drama. I don't know. It feels like they fit together better. I do love the resurgence of fantasy shows we have been getting recently. Yeah, I really love fantasy, like fantasy manhwa, fantasy everything, D&D. If it's fantasy, I generally like it. Like same, yeah. Because there's all these like different like shonen animes, and I cannot vibe with them at all. Hmm. This feels out of place. Like it should be further this way, because this one's further this way. Oh no, I'm just missing one. I'm just missing one. Okay. I'm missing a spoke. That's the issue. Okay. So I feel like this one should be a little bit smaller. Okay. Size. I was like, something's missing here. Oh yeah, a whole spoke. I'm currently part of three D&D campaigns. Oh goodness. You know how many I'm part of right now? Zero. Zero that are actually playing. I was part of a few, I think at least two, but one of them we kind of just got like bored with, I feel like. And there was too much time jump going on. And honestly, no one really likes time jump going on. They don't want to have to do the same thing over and over again. It's not a great element to incorporate. I feel like. Ooh, why? Oh, I didn't cancel. I didn't select it again. I deselected it actually. Especially in D&D campaigns, like unless you agree that time shenanigans will happen, it's not that fun. Like it's yeah, there's too much timey-wimey nonsense. I don't like timey-wimey nonsense. Like I watched Doctor Who and that was good, but they don't timey-wimey nonsense. They don't have paradoxes and things. They avoid all of that. They avoid the nonsense. And but this is just like, okay, well, time reverts and it's like you can't escape the time nonsense. And so it wasn't feeling good. And then the last one we were playing was where everyone was wizards and it was just kind of like a single class type campaign, which was kind of fun. But like they decided to take on a quest that was way too hard for them. Like they were like, this will be fun. Let's go up against like a CR10 thing and we're level 3. This should be fine. And it's like, no, no, it's not fine. It's not fine, guys. You're all gonna die. And I was like, okay, I'll give them like they're gonna be nice and easy at first and not attack you until they're like in their own lair. And so the hags invite them to their lair and they're like, oh, tea? That sounds great. And they follow them. They don't go, hey, let's fight you one at a time to increase our odds. No, they go to their lair. So It was a TPK, of course, you know. So now, like, there's another campaign that's like in the works, but I am not the DM for that. I don't want to be a DM. I am not good at like foreshadowing or stuff like that. I am not a writer. I am not a storyteller. I was only the DM because it was supposed to be a like random campaign, and so I lost the dice roll on that. I feel like this one needs to be up higher, the ball portion. Okay, that should be better. Yeah. Okay. More spokes. Let's go. Ugh. Ah, like moving my footrest around. So let's do the big brain move and just copy pasta. You mean there's a repeating element and you're drawing each and every one? You know what? You're right. That's not smart. Oh, look, Ribbit, whilst I make some food. Okay, have fun. Really change anything up here, so it kind of still lines up. Though I might need to zoom in a bit and make sure of that. There's a bit of a overlap here of the leaf. There we go. More spokes. Merge with layer below. There we go, I think. That does need to go up a bit higher, actually. Let's get that up. Merge with layer below. There we go. We have stairs, kind of. I still have to do the supporting beam. So I need to go to this layer and kind of erase this bit and then fill in this bit. There we are. Can't even tell it wasn't originally part of it, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's that. This is this. Where are the stairs on again? This one, right? 21. Okay, let's see underneath the stairs. I'm just maybe I should turn that, or just use the curve tool. Let's be real. And then I can just, hmm, I think I need a shorter one. No, that's not right either. Okay. Well, what point do I want to meet? I think it has to be the back of the stair. Yeah, I think it does need to be the back of the stair. So, like that. I can't really tell where the back of the stair is on most of these. So, like, easy enough here. And then go this way, under the back of the stair. Just trying to figure out the slope of it, kind of, and then I can use the curve tool to make it look pretty. I think, yeah, kind of like that. I feel. Just do the curve tool, size 8. And it out a bit up there. Mm, maybe that one's not quite right either. That looks good. Now we just gotta erase the parts we don't need. Awkward tangent there. Might just need to move it slightly over, actually. Yeah, and this is why we do what we do, so we can just draw it back in. No big deal. Unerase it. Off. There we are. We have a nice support now, I feel. Yeah. though, feel as though the trajectory of this would be visible. Maybe not. Okay. Good to know it is not visible. Now we have the stairs. Phew. It only took a while. Only a while. So I think that's pretty much the parts that didn't change in the critique. Um, I think this was supposed to be angled a bit more. So I might just want to duplicate that a bit. Yeah, let's duplicate this bit. Move it up out of there. And just transform it a bit. So it's at more of an angle. Okay, there we are. Push it back into the background and turn off the original. Save my progress thus far. Tree looks less robust now, I feel like. Maybe I should duplicate the layer. Give it a little multiply. So it's no longer like washed out. Because it was over top of the sketch before and I got rid of the sketch. Okay. Anyways, background. So I feel like this should be even thinner, like maybe a 4. Like so unimportant. Oh, that's not right. I feel like 4 might be too little though. It's awfully thin. when it does that. Good. Seriously. There we go. I hate how I'll pick it up and it'll just be like, you want to do this weird squiggly thing, right? No, no, I don't. Might have to trace over that again just because it's a little too, I feel like, out of it. And I forgot the upper bit of the window here. Or upper panel. And then above that should be just darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Nope. Everything. Please consider everything. Thank you. See. So it'd be really bright right here. Kind of like shedding light in and then be dark above it because of the juxtaposition. Okay, it's 1 p.m. Let's raid. Let's also turn off that layer. Maybe make this one just a little bit lighter. Maybe erase a bit. But we'll raid soon. Because it's time to go. I have to eat and like start some laundry and stuff before I have to go pick up my daughter from school. Okay. Seems good, yeah. Should make it bolder again. Okay, file, save. I don't know. There's still this nonsense here. Don't like nonsense. Let's read Mr. Kingu. Thank you for hanging out today, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the crazy cyberpunk girl Kingu is designing. Thank you. Bye.